clean, pollution-free electricity has long been a holy grail for power companies. Fortunately, if you've got a whacking great valley and a plentiful supply of water, it's possible to tap their vast latent power. All you need to do is build one of these. This is the extraordinary El Cajon hydroelectric dam in western Mexico. It took $800 million and 4 years to construct, and keeping it ticking over requires an army of skilled workers who every day must risk life and limb to ensure a constant supply of electricity. So, how do they do it? It's dawn, and as the sun rises over the Santiago River in western Mexico, workers are arriving at the massive El Cajon hydroelectric dam. El Cajon is one of the largest dams of its kind anywhere in the world, and building it required a truly extraordinary feat of engineering. Work began in 2003, and in order to make construction possible, the Santiago River had to be diverted, which meant constructing several smaller dams and blasting 2 vast underground tunnels out of the rock. Once the riverbed was dry, it was cleared until they reached solid rock, and a vast reinforced concrete plinth was laid. Drills, explosives, tractors and trucks then extracted millions of tons of rock from a quarry, and after processing with crushers and sifters, it was transported to the site to form the core of the dam wall. In all, an astonishing 10.9 million cubic meters of rock were used before being covered with 63,000 cubic meters of concrete. Meanwhile, deep underground, a vast powerhouse was built to house the massive turbines and generators that turn the potential energy in the water into electricity. In all, the construction took 4 years to complete, during which time the vast workforce consumed 2 tons of tortillas and half a ton of meat every day. Finally, $800 million later, on June 1st, 2007, El Cajon was inaugurated. 640 meters long and 178 meters high, the dam holds back a reservoir of 5 billion cubic meters of water, allowing them to generate 750 megawatts of electricity, enough for almost 1 million people. Keeping a vast facility like this running is a huge responsibility, and that task falls to Superintendent Mario Vargas. So that he knows how much power he needs to supply, Mario is constantly in touch with Mexico's power authority, the Comisión Federal de Electricidad, or CFE.
Sí, bueno. Sí, El Cajon.
The CFE monitor the Mexican power grid to ensure it supplies enough power. Because large amounts of electricity can't be stored, it must be generated exactly when needed. That means, as demand goes up, power stations must be switched online, and as demand falls, they must be switched off. With demand currently increasing, Mario is given the go-ahead to switch on El Cajon's massive generators. Water thunders down 2 8-meter diameter, 250-meter long pipes at a rate of 260 cubic meters every second. It flows to this vast underground powerhouse, lodged in a cavern excavated in the rock. This is the reason the dam was constructed, because at heart El Cajon is really little more than a giant watermill. As the water rushes through the circular tunnels, its kinetic energy is turned into mechanical energy as it drives the blades of these 2 massive turbines. These turbines are linked by drive shafts to two vertical axis turbo generator groups, which convert this mechanical energy into electricity. The power generated is at 17 kilovolts and is fed via cables to the surface, where it's converted to 400 kilovolts for distribution to the power grid. At least, that's what should happen. Unfortunately, a recent storm has damaged a section of the overhead lines. Without these cables, the station can't feed the power to the network. And with the threat of more storms on the horizon, it's essential they act quickly to repair them. Ramon Corzo has been repairing overhead lines for 30 years, and it's down to him and his team to fix the line 40 meters above their heads. With a member of the team perilously perched atop the power lines, the guys below winch up a generator to power the hand tools. But just as it reaches the lines, the engine quits. Swinging from the lines like a trapeze artist, the lineman attempts to restart it, risking not just the threat of a fall, but also electric shock from the nearby live cables.
When we're working on the line, even if it's isolated, you might feel some electrical shock. When you're touching it, it hurts. It feels like it's shaking you.
But while Ramon and his team battle to repair the lines, the recent stormy season has also brought with it the threat of flooding. Flooding is the single greatest hazard created by constructing dams the size of El Cajon. The smallest breach of the dam would be catastrophic for villages in the valley. So the water level in the reservoir is checked every 20 minutes to make sure it's at least a meter below the top of the dam. If it gets too high, a special slipway is opened to allow the river to bypass the dam. This area is prone to earthquakes, and even minor shifts in the ground could create major problems for the dam. So, to monitor the dam and surrounding areas, El Cajon employs seismologist Esmeralda Gonzalez. Every day, Esmeralda checks data from sensors positioned deep inside the dam's main wall. These sensors let her know whether there's been any shift or displacement in the dam's main structure.
What we have here to monitor minor and major seismic activity are seismographs and accelerometers, which detect changes in the movements of the Earth.
In addition to the sensors inside the dam, the external structure is also monitored using the combination of a prism and a laser beam. By projecting the laser from a point on the mountainside, they're able to precisely measure any shifts in the position of the dam wall.
If there was a really big earthquake, it might cause cracks on the concrete front of the dam curtain. That could cause some water to filter through, and maybe the dam could break.
But while this combination of sensors are able to monitor any changes in the dam, the only way to be absolutely certain of its structural integrity is to regularly inspect it by eye. So divers like Xavier Rodriguez and Martin Gutierrez regularly go underwater to search for any signs of damage.
¿Cuánta presión tiene?
50. ¿Tiene más?
Las inspecciones tienen que ser periódicamente.
The inspections have to be done regularly to make sure there aren't any hairline cracks or breaks in the curtain.
While Xavier descends to the bottom of the 178-metre deep reservoir, Martin stays on the surface to monitor his oxygen supply. Thanks to an umbilical system, it's possible for the pair to communicate with each other. As he descends into the increasingly murky waters, Xavier makes a thorough investigation of one section of the dam wall, checking for any signs of damage or weakness.
Muy bien, ya podemos reportar que no hay ningún problema, que todo está correcto.
Once confident everything's okay, he slowly makes his way back to the surface.
Sí, hasta arriba. Enterado.
Meanwhile, back at the power lines, Ramon and his team have fixed the line problem. And not a moment too soon, because minutes after the team clears the tower, a heavy electrical storm hits. But it's all in a day's work for the staff at El Cajon. And for Superintendent Mario, running the station gives him huge satisfaction.
La responsabilidad que yo siento
I feel that keeping this place running is more of a commitment than a responsibility. It's a commitment to my country, and I'm really proud of my country.
Es un compromiso con